Hello, crypto. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Are we in the bear market, or are we in the extended cycle? Wow, it's really hard to tell the difference out there. Really, really difficult to determine who's going to be right. Which camp are you putting yourselves in? We've all had a lot of faith in old Donaldo Trumpo. Whenever he got elected president, he hasn't really produced the goods yet, has he? Uh, Crazy to think that. Imagine the whenever he launched that meme coin last year or at the start of the year, that might have been the top of the bull run. Insane times, insane times. But look, I hope you're doing okay. I hope everybody's hanging in there. As Utah says, hold the line. I hope everybody's, hope nobody's taking it too badly at the minute. We missed last week streaming. I had to go away for, Christmas time. Real life business kind of took over. Had to go and visit some clients around England and Scotland last week. And week got away from me. Didn't get time to do any streaming at all last week. And it was quite nice to be so busy doing other things and, just a little bit of a break. We launched Diamonds in the 11th of November. Before that, we had 3 full weeks of streaming, marketing with the launch of the Diamond NFTs before that. So, there was a good maybe 10 weeks of solid work promoting, streaming, working for the projects before that. So it was nice to get a little bit of a break last week, just away from crypto, away from our projects, and time to switch off a little bit and focus on other things. But we're back in action this week. Let's see here. We've got Slim hanging in. Good to see. C.S. Lewis, good afternoon. You must be in the United States of America. It's it's getting pretty late here, 10 p.m. UK and Ireland time. So we're going to dig into, hopefully Richard Utah will join me, because even in this last week, I haven't even had much time to catch up with those guys either. So it'd be nice to get their thoughts on what's been going on. It's hard to believe this time 2 weeks ago on the stream, we were kind of thinking, geez, there's a potential here that the potential that we're freaking back. ETH was starting to look good, was pushing up to 3,400 and didn't quite go beyond that. But it's crazy how much difference a week can make in crypto land. So we're going to dig into what's happening with Blaze and Diamonds and just see if there's anything else kicking around the Titan-X ecosystem, and maybe discuss a little bit of what's happening on Pulse Chain as well, because I've seen some crazy bearish community activity over on Pulse Chain as well. I think in Titan-X, everybody's kind of in the same boat. We're just hanging in here, waiting, building, working. But we'll get a little bit of a dig into everything here tonight.
Look, folks, this is huge. We start going to put tariffs, big tariffs on ETH. We're going to make people buy diamonds. Diamonds, the best, the classiest. It's all about the diamonds now, more valuable, more powerful. Everyone sits talking about it. We're making buying and crushing, buying and burning great again, folks. Really great. November 11th is coming. It's a whole new game, folks, a winning game, the biggest. Believe me.
Diamonds will be very scarce in the market. Blaze is already pretty scarce on the market. So we're hoping for fireworks between the two. Diamonds will be scarce on the market. Blaze is already scarce in the market. When we look at, some of the stuff we're going to look through here tonight, I'll be looking at it live with you guys for the first time in a few days. But I have seen Rich put a post out today. Something like 76% of the diamond supply has been burned. Kind of crazy when you think of the amount of participation we've had at this minute in time. But yeah, Slim just saying it's rough out here. I don't know whether he's saying that because that's Utah's usual line. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's kind of starting to see the sentiment shift a little bit to many people starting to accept that the bear market is here. Okay. I'm not going to get into that too much because I'm still sitting on the fence here. I'm still holding out that there's an extended cycle that we haven't really, there's many signs saying that they will have topped out. But for me at this minute in time, it doesn't really make any difference. This is how it is for me. It doesn't make any difference. If we're in a bear market, I'm going to have to fucking keep working and grinding through it. And I may as well take the view that there's potential for a turnaround. We had Penny on the show a couple of weeks ago, giving us the thesis around the business cycle, and all that kind of data, and that stuff, the debt cycle, saying that we haven't even had our bull run yet. So for me, I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong. My opinion is that if we're in a bear market, how bad can it actually? How much worse could it be than the last 4 years? Titan X, Pulse Chain have been going down pretty dramatically since the start of the year. The whole of 2025 has been a down year for Titan X and Pulse Chain and many other coins in crypto. So if Bitcoin has topped out and we are in a bear, we could already be well into that bear, and some sort of turnaround could come along anyway. So it's funny, I seen a Richard Hart post today of him talking about everybody's going to do what they're going to do. The criers are going to cry, the bulls are going to stay bullish, the bears are going to be bearish, and you will just revert back to behaving. You don't really change your behaviors. My behavior is just to fucking keep working, keep grinding. So that's why it doesn't really make any difference to me. It's not like I'm going to start to sell and disappear. If we do keep going down, it's going to give me an opportunity to continue to work, stack more coins, and be here and be ready for everything when things do start to turn around. Now, if we're in a case where all of a sudden things do start to turn around very, very quickly, I'm here, I'm ready. So for me, it makes no difference. Now, everybody's scenario is completely different. And there's certainly no financial advice given here on this channel, only my opinions and feelings and how I'm finding the market at the minute. So, but over on Pulse Chain, wow. I'm seeing OG people over there really starting to capitulate, turn on Richard Hart, and I can understand that completely. I really can. I can understand all that. But I never really thought that I would see sentiment get that bad, and there's so many people saying that Titan X or that Pulse Chain as a chain is dead. Okay, what have we got here? Couple of things. Any thoughts on day 888 coming soon for Titan X? I'll cover that in a wee second. BTC triple topping wasn't enough of a top signal. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I wonder is not. I've seen this account before. Is not Gugod or not? Who knows? Yeah. Funny talking about Bitcoin topping. See Mike Dean's tweet during the week of how much of your portfolio is in the Bitcoin. 74% of people, obviously most of them are within the Titan X ecosystem, saying that they have 0 Bitcoin. Fuck Bitcoin. That's what I say. Risk off. What? Risk off? I don't need to fucking risk off. I'm only here for risk. So again, don't take me as your lead, but I don't. I'm here for the fucking risk on. So risk off for me in crypto is just not a thing. It's all about the risk. Okay, any thoughts on day 888 coming soon for Titan X? Okay, a lot of people are going to get Ethereum payouts. There's quite a good debate going on out there as to what Dragon X will do with the buy and stake. Buy Titan X and stake it for the Dragon X protocol. Many people, again, in this debate would have always thought, okay, the Titan X the Dragon X holds cannot be used for anything else. Okay, so if you're a staker in Titan X, it benefits you. If they don't dilute you any further. But again, I just think that this boils down to whatever the fuck Eric wants to do. Okay, there's a chance to potentially pump the ecosystem a little bit, maybe get a little bit of life back into it. It might be short-lived, it might not be. Does it matter? It doesn't matter if if the ETH cannot do anything else. What's the point in holding it long term? What is the point? What's the point in just holding something? You know, we're going to get enough of a turnaround in the ecosystem that mining becomes profitable again. That, you know, the Titan ends up with so much more ETH in it that it's worth staking again. That's a massive, massive unknown. So, plus the market tends to fucking do the exact opposite of what you think it's going to do. I mean, look at day 288. We all thought that was going to be the start of the downfall, and it was the complete opposite. So a lot of this stuff does not really matter in terms of if ETH is not going up. If there is nothing good happening in crypto, I don't think we have the capacity to have another run like we did last year by ourselves. So 888 might be good. People get some Ethereum payouts. Will that Ethereum get recycled back into the ecosystem? I hope so. I really hope so. I think a lot of the people that are still here there's, you know, a lot of people that are still here still firmly believe in TitanX, still firmly believe in many of the coins that they have maybe invested in the ecosystem. There are 42 tokens in the ecosystem, 42 projects. Could you say half of them are pretty much dead? I've always thought they can all have a bit of a revival. We've seen the bonded liquidity. We've seen the bonded liquidity in action. Even when ETH pumped last week, and TitanX was pulled up with that. Blaze got pulled up 10% with TitanX with no buys. No buys in the Blaze chart in the couple of hours that I'd seen the TitanX run up 10%, and it pulled up the Blaze price 10% with it. So, you know, do I think there's going to be fireworks on day 888? No, I don't. Do I think a lot of people that will get their ETH will hang around? They might not even act with it straight away. They might hold on to that ETH for a little while, waiting for opportunities to come. So like I say, you know, are we waiting another, if it's bear market, we're waiting another 8 months for something to happen? Or do things start to turn around? You know, if the people have their ETH, I don't think too many people are ready to take profits, take their TitanX, their stake, their Ethereum payouts and run with it. They're probably I think they'll probably hang around, see what happens here, and start to build positions again. Now, with that said, if DragonX does decide to hit the fuck it button and just start, now there's a sweet spot probably of how much of the ETH. I've seen TraderD talking about this a lot. You know, how much benefit and extra ETH it gets from, you know, from increasing its stake by so much. But that comes back to my point is like, what the fuck else? What the fuck else are you gonna do with it? You know, just fucking set the thing to run, hit the buy and stake, and let the motherfucker run. And yeah, just see what happens. Just see what happens in the ecosystem. People decide to take profits and leave. Yeah, so be it. Or let's all just play the waiting game and wait longer and yeah, drag it out even more. But like I say, if there's something starts to turn in the market, it could be an awesome timing thing. You know, I think the stake at 888 sometime around April. So there's still a little bit of runway between now and then for a lot of things to happen in the market. Yeah, a lot of things to happen. So who knows? Who knows? Like I said, I'll be here for it no matter what happens. And anything bullish, happy days. It can't really get much worse. I'm gonna say let's start having a look at a a few charts and some stats. Because when I say it can't get much worse, obviously it could. Do you see Titan X going down another 50%? Another 80%? Is there that many sellers of all? Sellers do seem to be pretty exhausted. I know when you say things like that, there's always another leg down, whatever. But like I said before, I think many of the people here that are still hanging around the ecosystem, we're cut fine, we're cut to the bone now. The people that are here now are definitely the diehards, and the people that are here, we're going to be here all the way through the next bull run, or the good part of this bull run. Oh, it kind of sucks though. We get so excited. We get so excited sometimes. Again, whenever Eric fired that Amber a few weeks back, probably about a month ago, we seen just how crazy things could get very, very quickly. So, how bad can we get? We're sort of bouncing around this all-time low mark at the minute. Sorry, give me a second. On Titan X, the dips are getting smaller, obviously. Let's just click a log there. We're going to fall through here and start capitulating again. Who knows? It doesn't look like it to me. But then what do I know? But that's what I'm saying. How much worse can it get? It drops another 50% from here. It can pull back that 50% very, very easily. But yeah, time will tell. We haven't been dropping very fast anyway, that's for sure. We've been bobbing around this. What's that? Back in November, so maybe 3 weeks now. 3 weeks now we've been bobbing around this level. Kind of tried to fight back a couple of times. Where was that ETH pump last week? That was the ETH pump there last week. There's Utah Raven. Utah, how's it going, brother?
Good Lord. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
All good, all good.
Don't go into Twitter. Just stay away from Twitter today. Stay away from most socials today, and you'll be okay.
I've actually seen more doom posting. I have been pretty absent on Twitter this last week, but I was flicking around today and I did see more doom posting around Pulse Chain than Titan X. What's the gist? What's the gist of what's going on out there at the minute? Sentiment is and people are actually starting to turn full on bear. Pulse Chain is dead. Richard Hart is a complete fucktard, and Titan X is going nowhere.
Yep, pretty much summed it up. Pretty much sums it up. More of the same, just worse this time. It just keeps getting worse. The sentiment just keeps getting worse. Ethereum keeps getting trashed. I mean, what else do you want to know? Everybody's pissed off. We thought we were at the bottom. Now we're at another bottom.
Well,
yeah,
we're not quite. Oh, that's just looking at this. Are we going to go past here? We're going to dip further in Titan X. This is what I was. Were you listening to what I was saying before?
Yeah, I was listening on my way home.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what are we going to do at this stage? It's not like we're going to fucking capitulate and leave. Just keep, be smart from here. If you need to de-risk a little bit, do it. If you feel that you need to sell now, if that's the way you feel now, maybe you should do it and see what happens. Or just do what I'm doing. Just stick it out. Another 50% dip from here sounds brutal. Is it going to go more than 50? I don't know. I think you've said it before. It's like we're here. It's fucking. It's zero or moon. It's one or the other.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like Rich says, you could have fucking blasted us out of here, right?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I am not fucking going anywhere. I will continue to DCA all the way to fucking zero if that's what happens. I don't give a shit. I'm way past that point of selling these fucking bottoms,
Yeah. I mean, it's not for me. It doesn't seem to be getting well. Like this could be a this could be like yeah a terrible statement to make, but I don't know how much worse it could get than this right now. It's we've been here for 4 years, in Pulse Chain, for almost 5 years of building in Pulse Chain, participating in projects in Pulse Chain, marketing for Pulse Chain, and we've been doing the same for 2 years for Tight Necks. We've endured all this crap. Yeah, in my opinion, it can't really get much worse than this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm in the liquidity camp. I I'm in the Raoul Paul, uh,
Penny
Penny.
Boy Crypto.
Yep, Penny Boy crypto camp. That's the camp I'm in, and the data backs it up.
Okay, but I remember the first time Penny came on during the Tight Necks conference, and it was the first time I'd heard Penny specifically speak about all that stuff, and I didn't have the questions and ammunition to hit back and counteract the things that he was saying. All the bears out there that are saying that the cycle's over. We've even got Nat Gugod here saying Bitcoin triple top wasn't enough of a top signal. There are plenty of people that will have a complete and utter opposite view from everything that those guys are saying. Tom Lee must be wrong as well. He's wasting all his money buying all this ETH. But for me, it doesn't matter. If it's in a bear market, we've been in it for a while. Yeah. We've been in it for a while, and when you look at how quickly things can bottom out and change, I would be of the opinion that without the parabolic highs and crazy blow off tops, there can't be crazy sell-offs and massive lows in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is Ethereum going back? If it's a bear market and we're sitting here at 3K, where's it going back to? How low can ETH go if it was a bear market? It's not going. It can't go back to 900 where it was last year. We're topped at the bottom of the last bear. So, and even at that worst case scenario, that's only a 60% dip. You fucking have that for breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, it's like retail never showed up, right? So how you gonna get that?
Okay, and this is something I was thinking about today, and retail never turned up. Now, why did they not? Because most retail have already, in my opinion, most people have already been burnt by crypto. So something's got to change. Why would retail turn up? Retail turns up whenever me and you are telling people to get in here and buy. And if you're like me, and I know many people are of the opinion that everybody's been burnt so long that we do not talk about crypto to other people. We do not sell them the coins that we're in because we don't want other people to come in and experience down only. Now, the market's fucked everybody over the last couple. Unless you were just buying Bitcoin, like crazy to think that unless you were just DCing into Bitcoin, everything else kind of got turbo wrecked. But retail can't turn up when the sentiment is this bad, when the likes of you and me are not confident enough to do our own thing and work away and put our money in here, put our money where our mouth is for ourselves. But I would certainly not be, and for a long time, have not been telling anybody to come in and buy any crypto, because anytime that I have, and I'm sure it's pretty much the same for everybody else, is that a few months goes past and people are going, what the fuck? My $1,000 is now worth 200. What the fuck? it's never came back. So retail ain't coming until something fucking changes dramatically.
Well, I believe it has more to do with retail not having the money, right? Nobody has any money. Things are tight for everybody. The economy's been shit since that major fucking printing during COVID,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And so, stimulus checks and everything else. So we've been battling inflation. Groceries have gone up. Gas is finally starting to come down. Just all these things for your normal average citizen who doesn't have any fucking money
Yeah, no,
to go that,
that's another fair point.
to go this far out on the risk curve. We are so fucking far out on the risk curve, you know. We're altcoins, buddy. So it's like we are last house on the block. People have to have free money to spend. So they have to have money to ape into the markets. So um green candles bring them. If people have free money, then they will ape into markets. If there's green candles and they have money and things are pumping, they will ape in. But nobody's really had the free money to do it. Now we got a few things happening, right? Rate cuts are a big deal. Gas coming down is a big deal. Um, Big tax returns are supposed to be very, very good. That's a big deal. Tariff rebate checks, if they happen, is a big deal. So all these kinds of things are a big deal for retail to show up. Um, we never really saw a rotation from Bitcoin to Ethereum. That never happened because the only pumps we saw on Bitcoin were institutions buying. That's it. Institutions were buying. Uh, it wasn't retail. Retail never showed up. So, I mean, maybe I'm just in cope mode. I don't know, but I believe in the liquidity cycles, and I believe in the data, and that's how much lower are we gonna go? What am I know one thing. I'm not selling. I'll be goddamn if I'm selling at these prices. I'm just gonna keep DCing my position.
Yeah, because like I mean, the April low 1400. I mean, even to go down here, it's like I mean, to go down to there is literally fucking nothing. It's all right. It's going to look bad. It's going to feel bad, but it's a 50% dip to this low in Ethereum. It's not going to go down that far. I wouldn't think, even if it did. So it's for me. It's not that bad on the downside, but we're still here waiting for the massive upside. So yeah, continuing, just jumping in for a sec. Captain Canada, you guys are solid as fuck. Continuing the weekly streams. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go, Captain. Captain's a baller. He's still out there. And another thing that is so big that I think people are sleeping on is the midterm election in the United States. So the Republicans need to win that. And the Republicans can't win that if the average American citizen doesn't feel happy and confident about where we're going as far as the country. So they need to win the midterms. In order to win those midterms, they've got to pump these fucking markets. That's what needs to happen. The average investor, the average citizen needs to feel good, feel like they need to have some money in their pocket and say, you know what, yeah, prices are coming down. I got more money in my pocket. Republicans are doing a good job. Not to mention they have to refinance the debt. They have to refinance that debt. You think they're going to want to refinance it at this interest rate? Yesterday, Trump said we need to be at 1% interest. Now, will that happen? I don't know. But we got a new Fed chair coming in May. They're going to pump these markets. They really are. So,
well, I'm here for it, boy. I'm here for it. All right,
yeah.
let's get a look at what's okay. I was going to start going through a few things, Blaze and Diamonds. Is there anything for you at this moment? Because you've been a bit more active this last week than I have. Is there anything for you jumping out that we should have a look at first?
Diamonds has been looking really, really good. Look at that. That's a good ROI.
We've seen a lot of activity in this ROI pumping up, pumping down. just quickly looking at that price chart of diamonds, it's seen a fair bit of activity. 9.6K volume. There was it's in the 4-hour chart, but there was over 15K volume on the chart yesterday. And we've seen it pump up to as high as 220 and back down to about 130 at the minute. So there's been a lot of activity happening in diamonds in the last few days. I think that's been, you can see the volume candles here. Just yesterday was probably the biggest volume that we've had in the chart. You can see it in a long time since day one. The most activity in the chart was yesterday. What's behind that, Utah?
I think that the buy and add liquidity was turned on for a while, and in the buy and crush also were running. So it was interesting to see how many people claimed early, if new miners started. And I think it's always good to take a look at the Blaze stake that we've got going on and look at those stats, because
one more thing. Let me get a quick look at sorry, give me 1 second. I want to get the June dashboard up and look at the latest stat that was added. It's a good one. Okay, so where's this lovely little chart here at the minute? Okay, so if you can see here, this just shows. Okay, so the daily emissions of Blaze at the minute is shown on the June dashboard here. Blaze inflation each day. So yesterday there was 5,783 tokens coming to the market through the auction. Today 5,778. Yesterday we had a big massive chunk, 25,000 Blaze into miners. So what we're hoping to do over time is get this blue candle, the amount of Blaze going into miners and diamonds exceeding the Blaze inflation each day. That's the fight. That's the main fight we need to accomplish first in this protocol. Well, we've done a few others, but that's the main thing that we want to see. When the Blaze supply starts to get eaten up and Blaze becomes more and more scarce, it actually benefits both protocols. We've covered that many times, but if we look quickly at the amount of everything, nearly all the Blaze that comes in is getting max staked by the protocol. And yeah, wow. So the diamonds share is up over 20% of the Blaze staking pool at the minute. What's your thoughts on that, Utah?
I mean, that's impressive, right? We haven't been going that long, and we already own 20% of the staking pool. That's 344,000. I mean, that's significant.
Yep.
I mean, there's once the liquid supply of available Blaze on the market gets absorbed, there's going to be no other place to get it but the auction. And once that happens, that's when the fireworks really start.
Yeah, and then again, so we've been saying this many times. It is a little bit of a slow burner. Now, when I say slow burner, this protocol doesn't need. There's no. Rich has said this many times. There's no kind of launch hype phase in this. Yes, obviously there was a bit of hype at the start, but this thing is kind of built to just over time chip away at the Blaze at the Blaze supply, increase this stake. The longer over time, the more this goes up, the more value starts to come back into the protocol. The staked Blaze over time, it's not an immediate value that comes into the system. The Blaze comes in, it gets staked. The returns on the staking Blaze this minute for the protocol are relatively small, but over time that can grow to be very, very significant. But it's one of those things in the protocol that is just built to take a little bit of time to happen. So the fact we're already at 20%, again, we started off obviously with 0. I think we got to about 9% week 1. And the fact that this just keeps, it had a really nice jump there this last week or two. from 17 to 20 there in the last few days, I think. The last week for sure. Maybe 16% the last time I was looking at it. So, a nice jump. And it's just one again, when we look at most of the stats in the protocol, everything since launch has been moving in the right direction. Many people aren't seeing it, but this 20% is a great part of the puzzle that's happening at this minute in time.
Yeah, and one thing that I never thought I would see really, because I still consider us being in one cycle, right? I still believe we're in one cycle, and we haven't had any altcoin season. So until I see an alt season, I'm considering this all one cycle. So now something that's on the table that I never thought would be on the table in this cycle is the Blaze 888 day payout, because that's November 26 in 2026. Well, son
Yeah.
of a bitch, 2026 is right around the corner now.
Yeah, so look, even just looking at this, the 8 day, there's it's accrued $100 in the 20%, only 20% of the having only 20% of the Blaze stake share. It's $100 in 8 days accrued so far. There's 288 for this. This is just ticked over again. This 88 day, I think there was an 88 day incurred already. So this is reset. But look, this pool's already the 288 day. The Diamonds protocol already has $5.5 grand accrued in that pool. So like this is the kind of thing that will just build over time. And like Utah's saying, this is all based on ETH prices where they are at the minute. We've seen how quickly these things can kind of move in the right direction whenever ETH does go up. So a lot of this, like Utah says, a lot of this stuff doesn't matter. Right this minute in time, a lot of these pools in Diamonds and in Blaze are just going to continually accrue ETH every single day. The auction, if we just quickly look, the auction sold out again today. The demand for Blaze at this price point, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13 cents. The demand for the Blaze token is there, even with a relatively small participation in miner creation. This is getting eaten up every day. We're closing out to pretty much zero every single day at the minute. So let's just quickly look at the pools. Yeah, it's funny if you look at the image on the the thumbnail for the stream, this figure is sitting at $480,000. So whenever Blaze kicked off, whenever Diamonds kicked off, this pool alone with Ethereum priced was probably, I can't even remember what price it was then, but there was 4,000. There was 480K worth dollar value of ETH in there. Now, since then, in just that pool, there has been, what was it, 127? Yeah, there's been over 1.5 ETH added to the 888 day payout pool since we launched. That's only that pool. Obviously, it's adding Blaze into all other 3 pools, but it's already added 1.3 ETH in here at the minute. Again, with Blaze price at 11 cents, with Ethereum price down where it is. And alt season Utah kicks all this shit off in a fucking crazy, crazy way.
Yeah, and the reason that I bring that up is because, yeah, Ethereum, right? Ethereum has been the biggest fucking disappointment so far, but we know it has power. And I mean, is Tom Lee wrong? These institutions, they want to build framework. They want to have their own stable coin. They want to have all these things. You can't do that on Bitcoin. You can do that on Ethereum, and Ethereum is the most trusted network. It's been around the longest. It's the most trusted. And so Ethereum's going to have its day, right? It's going to have its day. But the big boys are buying it right now. So what does that tell you? So the reason I bring this up is Diamonds Protocol doesn't get a payout from from the 888 day pool. That's only for Diamond Hand ticket holders. Well, there's only one way to get in to the Diamond Hand pool, okay? And that's through NFTs, diamond certificates. So what's going to happen when this pool, is well over $1 million, 1.5 million, and people want a slice of that pool? How are they going to get into there? Well, they can only get into it through minting 28 diamond NFTs. And so what does that do? Well, that brings more economic energy to the Diamonds protocol, So, I think it's just the market sentiment, that's the headwind that everybody's facing. Every single altcoin is facing this. Anything paired with Ethereum, wrapped Ethereum over on base chain, everything's paired with wrapped Ethereum. Not us, we're paired with X28 over there. But when I say us, I mean, a lot of the Titan-X protocols. But it's Ethereum, right? And I believe the price has been being suppressed. Personally, that's what I believe, because the big boys, when they went in, they don't pay full price. When they went into Bitcoin, they don't pay full price. What happens? Markets tank, they load up.
Yeah. So
What
go ahead,
and
sorry.
like, if I go off on a little bit of a tangent here, people are using leverage still, even after 1010. These markets have not recovered from that shit that happened on 1010. That was the biggest liquidation event ever in
Hmm.
crypto, right? Crypto took the biggest hit ever by, like, I don't know, some shit like 10 times greater than anything that's ever happened. That was
Yeah.
a true black swan. But now people are still taking leverage on Bitcoin in these exchanges. They hunt that liquidity. They see all these shorts down here. What do? They pump the price and they liquidate everybody. They see all these longs up here. What do? They dump the price and they liquidate everybody. Now, hopefully, when we get this market structure bill for crypto that puts a little bit of rules in place, these games will be over. But there's something that everybody can do right now, and it's quit taking out fucking leverage on this shit. Just buy your tokens and hold them. I don't know where we got away from that mentality of, you know, just buy what you believe in and just fucking hold it.
Yeah.
And there's
That's
in diamonds there's some good staking opportunities in diamonds.
yeah.
And
Just
if you
just
want,
quickly on that, I'm just looking at this figure here. There's 27K in that 888 pool. So at the minute, Diamonds has got 20% share. Hopefully, this thing takes over in 30 days. Again, hopefully, if we get more miners in continue to get more miners in, even something similar, we could get a much bigger chunk of what could be in here come the day 2888 of this next 288 payout. So let's have a quick look. You mentioned diamond staking. Let's get a quick look at what's in the staking pools. Now, I've seen your comment, Hopley, by the way, and I'll come back to that in a minute. But we're
yeah.
going to look at staking. $288, 5K of ETH in the 88-day payout pool. Yeah, I mean, we've seen how well Diamonds is extracting and terminating and crushing its own supply without much of the ban burn active. There's going to be some serious moves in the protocol as we approach day 88, and there is this pool of, well, hopefully, what are we going to get? We're 40% the way through. It'd be nice if we could get this doubled and have maybe 20, maybe over 20K in that pool by that time. What were you going to mention about staking there?
So, and don't forget, if people want to stake and get the staking reward bonuses, you can burn additional diamonds to get those bonuses. So you don't have to just stake tokens. You can burn to get bonuses. And what does that do? That releases, that reduces the diamond supply even more. So what I was saying is if you stake, what do you get paid out in? Well, you get paid out in Blaze and you get paid out in ETH. Well, what is required to start miners? Blaze and ETH. So you could have a nice stake running, get payouts in Blaze and ETH, and start more miners. And you can just keep doing that and compounding and adding to your stake and continually grow your position.
Yeah, we've had a lot of forfeits again today. You're talking about burning and supply. There's what have we got? We've had over 20K of diamonds forfeited today. Nice. That's all these stats that we look at. These are all the things that we want to see. The one stat we want to see is more miners being created, but hopefully over time that will come. But everything that this system is doing, it's doing it right.
Yeah, it's running absolutely beautifully. And if you want to pull up Hopley's comment, we can talk that.
Yeah, I want to just look at one more thing, as I haven't actually looked at. I mean, crushed 9,000. There's a 63% of the diamonds that have come onto the market have been crushed. There's still only, what have we got? Liquid supply 5,000 in the LP. There's still only 120 diamonds being held by participant by individual wallets. 120. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Okay. All right, Hopley, do you think X28 can stay up now? The buying pressure from Diamonds Protocol has subsided. You want to start on that, Utah?
Yeah. So yeah, it's subsided, but for how long, right? Until we get some more, until mining kicks up again, which mining usually comes in waves. But what happened was there was a whale and he dumped 100 billion X28. So he dumped and he left. So he has no more to sell.
That was
So
okay. So there was that was a person that had sold, been selling into one, well, had been selling into our buys a while back, or had they just been holding it before that? I think somebody did say that they'd seen the wallet was holding that amount. What's the story there? Utah was just this the first sale, and it was just all one big fucking capitulation exit, was it?
yeah, he'd been holding well before we ever launched. And so yeah, he wasn't setting liquidity positions or anything like that. He wasn't selling into our buys. He just dumped. He just said, I'm out. And so he's out of the protocol. He, as far as X28 goes, he has no more X28. So it's just kind of one of those things that comes out of nowhere. But yeah, we can get it back up there easily.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll regain.
Yeah, I mean, happily that was one thing that pulled it down. Now, if we do look at what's going on in the protocol at the minute, but if we look at the total ETH received, $38,000 worth of ETH. Obviously, a lot of that's ran through ETH to TitanX, TitanX to X28, and some of it has been buying and adding to the LP. The LP, even with price here at the minute, the LP pool is getting thicker and thicker already. Now it might not seem like a big deal looking at at where we're at now. 12K liquidity. 12K liquidity. 5.5K X28, 6.9K diamonds. Now that has beefed out quite considerably since the ban burn was activated. It's been on and off over the last week or so. So that is doing what it's supposed to do over time, is just continually thicken that liquidity pool.
The size of that pool, the size of that pool is 2x what it was last week.
Yeah.
So that's exactly, what you like to see. So
I mean, happily as we get more miners, remember 60% of the ETH that comes into the protocol will go back in here to this part here, the ETH to Titan X, and then Titan X to X28. So as soon as we get any miners coming in, this is just going to start topping up again. Now, we were running a few tests. We wanted to see how the market reacted to the buy and burn being activated, to be, having a nice aggressive buy and burn, having a very, very small buy and burn. And we seen when the ban was activated yesterday, we had a lot of forfeits. We had more miners coming in. So it's just, us learning how the market's reacting as well to some of this stuff. So do you think X28 can stay up now the buying pressure from Diamond's protocol has subsided? I don't think that we are going to get any help from any other protocols in the ecosystem for quite some time. We've already done it once. Do I think we can do it again? Absolutely. Any turn in sentiment, we are here positioned beautifully to take advantage. We're getting Rich was saying a few weeks ago, he would be happy given the market sentiment, given the way things are going. You're going to look at the volume on pretty much any coin in the Titan X ecosystem, apart from maybe one or two, everything's fucking dead. We're bringing in, we can actually take a quick look. Richard said, if we were taking in $5,000 a week at this stage of the market, we'd be happy. Now we're actually absolutely smashing that still. Now it might not seem like a lot of money, but never forget this. Look what we achieved bringing X28 from where it was to where it is now. And where it was at parity for a long time. There were weeks, maybe 4 weeks, we had it at parity. And that hadn't been done in well over a year, since maybe 3 months after its launch. And we did that with very, very little participation in capital. So do I think we can do it again? Absolutely. Miners come in. It's just going to keep topping these balances up. And what are they going to look at there?
Yeah, and I will say, how many holders of X28 were waiting for an opportunity to finally, get some profit or get it back to where they were when we hit peg, and there wasn't anybody else doing it, right? We were the only ones bringing it up. So there's people that have been waiting. I mean, there was a ton of single-sided liquidity that we had to eat through just to even get there. So there's people that have been waiting to exit, and they were waiting for this opportunity. So it finally came. They finally took their profits or sold out or did whatever it was they were going to do. How many more of these guys are there lying there waiting? There's not many. We've relieved that sell pressure. So now we just get a reset and we just do it again. And yeah, we can easily get it up there and keep it there. I don't see it being an issue.
Yeah, I mean this was that fight. This part of the chart was that fight. Utah every day just nibbling away through each part of those sell walls. That's why it looked. I mean, it just took that bit of time just to eat through it. And we've just had capitulation. We've had 100 billion sold off by one player. Yeah, so hopefully we won't see anything else big like that. There aren't a lot of big holders of X28. There's not a lot of big holders of X28. So happily, look, I'm pretty confident that we can do it. We can do it again. Remember, when we were looking at those buy and burns, we quickly fired them up because we wanted to pretty much everything that we got into our two sort of buy and burn ban ads, everything that came in, we wanted to get it to X28 as fast as possible. That was the goal of the protocol at that time. So pretty much everything that comes in will be stacking ETH. It's probably going to go to the X28 part again, get the ETH and start buying up X28 because the ratio is good for the protocol. So where we can turn all these buy and burns off and on individually, we can turn them up and down individually. Yeah, just come into the Telegram and we're open. Have these chats with us in the Telegram. 'Cause I would imagine any ETH that comes in, you can see it's already at zero. Everything we're getting in is quickly going from ETH to Titan X to X28. So that's across the board at the minute.
Let's take a look at the stats for what Diamonds has done as far as burning Titan X.
There's that update in the slide here. Okay. So 180 billion Titan X burned.
Yeah, and what day are we on for the protocol?
35. But remember the first two, well, we're on day 36. But remember that burn didn't kick in for about the first 2 weeks of the protocol. So we've only been burning for, I'm going to say 3 weeks, because it was on stream Tuesday stream 3 weeks ago that we hit that 0.98 ratio. So 3 weeks we have burned 180 billion Titan X.
Yeah, so we brought it all the way up to peg. You know what I mean? It was low. So we brought the ratio all the way back up. We burned this much Titan X, and I mean in a little over a month. So that's significant. It really is. So yeah, things are good. We can absolutely bring it back, and we will, and we'll keep it there.
You gotta laugh. Every time we're chatting, every time we're on stream these days, somebody, there's some sort of action. Somebody's just market bought $617 of Blaze, 5,000 Blaze tokens. It'd be interesting to see what happens with those. Where are they going to end up? 5,000 Blaze or Diamond Miner will get started maybe. Stop me, by the way. I'm not saying that because it's me.
It sure wasn't me. I didn't even see it. Let me pull up the Blaze chart. Let's see what the hell's going on here.
It's just popped up in Telegram. Buy bot. Please. Maybe it was earlier on today, was it? I'm looking at it. It could have been hours ago. Probably was. There's it there. No, 24 minutes ago. Bang, 24 minutes ago, 617, and then a few sales into it. A few sales, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we zoom out, we can't see the forest through the trees as far as the Titan X ecosystem goes. We've been here for so long. We've been here for over 2 years. We've been here since we were here when we were in the discussions when Titan X was a thought, okay? People don't understand that. And it's been such a brutal bear market for all of us that we forget what happens in an alt season and how wild things can absolutely get. And Titan X has never seen an alt season. None of the protocols in Titan X have seen an alt season. So I mean, when it happens, and God knows, I don't know when the hell it's going to happen. I thought it was already going to happen. We already thought it would have happened, but it hasn't. It's delayed. But Titan X Eco can absolutely rip in liquidity bonding. To the downside, sucks ass. To the upside, it is a beautiful thing, and we've seen it. We've seen it happen. And we have yet to have an alt season. And when this shit goes, it goes. So, and let's not forget the founder of Titan X, Jake Sharp. Let's not forget, MIA, put his face on a milk carton, missing in action. Where the hell's Jake, But I guarantee he's out there building something absolutely epic for this ecosystem. He's not here to lose. This guy is out here to make a name for himself for sure. And he's not dumb. The builders in Titan X aren't dumb. The protocols are solid. Titan X is solid. X28, OmniChain. If you go on the goddamn X28 website, you can look at all the chains that he plans on branching out to. We're only on Ethereum and Base right now. I mean, the the afterburners have not been ignited. There's a ton of money in the buy and burn. We got a way to burn shit tons of Titan X when we go omni-chain. We just need a reversal in the market to really get things kicked off here. That's all we need. And when it happens, it's going to be epic. And I think we're going to look back on these times and be like, damn, why wasn't I loading up? Serious.
I hear you. I fucking hear you. I hear you.
We'll be like, son of a bitch, why wasn't I fucking loading up? What's the price of X28 right now? You can get a billion fucking X28 for $76. But we don't want to do that, right? Nobody wants to do that because it's over, markets are crashing, you know, we're heading into another 4 years of bear, all this other fucking shit, all this noise. So I wasn't buying X28, which is Titan X, right? Omni-chain Titan X for 76 fucking dollars, right? It's crazy. It's crazy because you just get the fucking PTSD the day after day of shit just going down and bad news and all this other shit. You don't when everybody's thinking it's over, you know, we should probably be loading up.
Yeah, the calls for everything being over are getting very, very loud out there. One thing's for sure, Blaze and Diamonds are not over by a long shot. We're only getting started. So look,
And
anything
then,
else you want to cover? I'm gonna start wrapping up.
nah, I don't think so. Hold the line. I mean, but what else do? You know, I'm not selling bottoms. I am DCAing. So I know Eric was saying, you know, don't catch falling knives, don't DCA, don't buy Titan X. Like what? I don't know what he's doing over there. But you know, I don't know. But you know, it's just chaos. It's crypto. It's you got, you know, I mean, you got big names saying it's all over. You got liquidity guys saying there's no way in hell we have triggered. You know, I have this thing saved on my phone, and I think it's on Coin Bureau, but it's a list of all cycle indicators, right? All top signal indicators that tell you when you should be selling. There's like 30 indicators on there. We hit fucking zero. Okay? Zero. We have hit zero of these indicators have been met. Okay.
I know. Okay. Again, I'll give you a little story of how this market is kind of shaped up. So, what did I get into crypto now? Coming up on 5 years I've been here, and like we've said, look, it's been pretty brutal. And way back 4 years ago, we're talking about onboarding and bringing in retail. Whenever I was learning DeFi, fucking things like Phantom, I can't even think off the top of my head. Wonderland forks. I got a friend way back then into some Wonderland forks that did absolute dog shit. Rebase tokens, fucking going to the absolute moon, but then tanking just as quick or faster than they ran up. But anyway, so he had a big chunk of his portfolio and he just bought some Bitcoin and some Ethereum. But he went risk was way at the risk curve with me, sacrifice for Pulse X. Anyway, long story short, his Bitcoin holding that he bought, whatever it was, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, was massively, we were looking at it was coming up to the time for him to do his taxes, and it was fucking massively up. I was disgusted. He's asking me how, comes in with the laptop and the fucking ledger, and he's like, how do I check this? How do I know what's going on? Can I give you this and you can look it up on your computer? And like, no. You need to get all this shit open properly. But yeah, anyway, his Bitcoin stack was massively in profit. And I was just sitting there going, this motherfucker, listen to me, bought a couple of things 4 years ago, and his Bitcoin portfolio is absolutely annihilating what I've done here for the last fucking 4 years. I was disgusted, happy for him, but just sitting going, fucking hell, like, is this really where we're at after all this time? And see, to be honest, all his profit, he didn't sell at that time, and that's not even that long ago. That was pretty much at the Bitcoin top. And now, no joke, most of the profit that he was in has pretty much been wiped out as well, even just in the Bitcoin, even just holding Bitcoin. So you're talking about selling signals, not hitting these indicators. Even somebody like that, unless you were DCM Bitcoin and you decided to sell the top, pretty much everybody else did not play this market right so far. Well, it's not over yet. It's not over. But yeah, that's just a little story about, feelings. He looked at that time like his play was awesome, but he didn't sell. He didn't sell the top, and he just watched all those gains disappear. So he's holding the bags again himself.
So if you want to go to our Telegram, our private Telegram, I posted a link to that. It's on CoinGlass. It's actually very cool. There you go.
What do you say? Do not consent. Fuck you.
So, and it should show like how, okay. So it tells you right there. So 0 out of 30. So bookmark this and save it. You got fucking 0. Okay.
Yeah. Nice red axes. Nice.
And then I think it even shows you like the social medias, that have been Googled, Google rankings.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, retail never showed up. Retail's not here. I don't believe we've even started. But hey, what do I know? None of this is financial advice. I'm wrong all the time, but I ain't selling.
A crazy thing I seen today, something like in January, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Crazy at the top was the Trump launching his meme coin and stuff last year, or at the start of the year, was kind of the fucking big hype thing. Solana was absolutely popping off because I think I seen some crazy thing with Solana having millions and millions, like hundreds of millions of transactions a day at that point, and then a couple of days ago it was something like 600,000 transactions. Whether that's accurate or not, it's kind of just this chart of Solana transactions on Solana from January to now, and just like fucking even there, just down, straight down, bit like the Titanex chart.
Yeah, it's like the chart in many altcoins. Honestly, I don't think Titanex is
right. Before we start getting into more bird talk. Let's call it a night. Anything you want to say there?
No, I'm good. I'm still bullish, and it ain't been easy. I ain't gonna lie. It has not been easy, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
I agree. I'm still bullish. Whether the market is bearish or not, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to continue doing what I do, working for the coins and the ecosystems that I'm in. That's all I know to do, and that's what I'll just continue to do. Never give up, friend.
Hell no. You couldn't blast us out of here.
Hell no. All right, chat to you shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we had just a pretty good chat there tonight. Opinions about where we're at, what's happening. Like I said at the start and a couple of times, for us and our team, and I know maybe a lot of the people that I chat to, certainly a lot of people that are still in Titanex ecosystem, it doesn't really matter where we're at. Just position yourself where you feel comfortable. If you feel like DCN, do it. If you feel like selling some, do it. But yeah, just don't do anything rash, and Don't be over invested. Don't get over emotional. Take your time. Think about what you're doing, and we'll be here working. Like I've said before, when things do decide to turn, no matter what it's in, if it's in ETH, if it's in Titanx, if it's in Pulse Chain, we are positioned well for whenever that happens. If you're still here, you're still holding the line, still fighting, for fucking play to you. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. And yeah, I have another business trip this week, so I'm not sure if I'll be streaming on Thursday night. Hopefully that gets cancelled and I can. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you have any questions or want to discuss anything that we've talked about in the stream tonight, pop in to the Telegram, t.me/Blaze DeFi. All the Blaze and Diamonds chat is in there. Although we'll call a spade a spade. It's not the most active of Telegrams, but we're always in there, always open for discussion and comments. So yeah, hold the fucking line, folks. Hold the line, and I'll see you all again very soon.
In the mountains of the blockchain, diamond miners fight.